This is the room that Annie resides in. A few other objects that I have. Some of you may know this as a REM pod. This does not go off unless you're physically touching it or around it. As you can see. Now, I've owned this thing, and not once has it ever went off. Not once until today. Sitting in the windowsill. Leanne is my witness. It has gone off, so tonight I will be putting it back in the windowsill, hoping to catch something. This is a ghost music box shaped in the form of a coffin. I had it sitting on a refrigerator over here, facing another window, and we found out that Annie actually likes music. And telling her that this plays music if you dance in front of it, which is also censored, and it only goes off when you're in front of it, she liked it. In fact, she liked it so much that she was setting this off for, I want to say, almost 20 minutes before I even turned it off. So we will be using this later tonight too, hoping that she will be doing that as well. This is my SLS camera. This will sketch out the skeleton of a person's body, and if obviously there's not somebody there, but it sketches out a skeleton of a person, it come in the figure of a stick figure. That will be the meaning that somebody is there that you absolutely can't see. So I'm hoping to catch something on here as well. Another thing that I will be communicating with Leanne with are walkie-talkies, because we may be splitting up in the hotel, and for that purpose we will be having our walkie-talkies. Not only is that the reason why I got the walkie-talkies, but spiritual energies can also come through on walkie-talkies. So I will be having these on as well. These hold a battery life of 15 hours, so hopefully, whether or not Leanne and I talk to each other, maybe we might catch something on the walkie-talkie. Now, I know that some of you may be kind of skeptical about apps on phones. I have two apps on here that are legit. I have an SLS app and I have a Spirit Talker app. Both are legit. I was getting solid answers with the Spirit Talker, and the SLS is legit as well, which works basically just like that SLS camera, except smaller, obviously, because it's on your phone. Hey everybody, Cowboy Brock here, bringing you back to room 11. So we did some investigations and we didn't really come up with a lot of things as far as my equipment. Came up with a few things, but unfortunately it wasn't enough to capture on camera. However, the best tool that I had tonight were my dowsing rods. We were actually able to communicate with Annie very, very well, and I was able to communicate and get a little bit more of a background story on who Annie is. And to prove that these actually work, I already know what the answers are. I'm going to ask a set of questions that she's going to prove false, and then I'm going to ask the true question that she's going to prove positive. So, Annie, you already gave me the permission I can do this, so we're going to do this real quick, okay? Were you here when this was built as the Sauk Center house? As the Sauk Center house? Let me know. Were you here when it was built as the Palmer House Hotel? See how that crossed? When When these cross, that means yes. Now, also, if they point to a certain direction, that means they want to get your attention somehow. Annie, is your mother here as well? That is confirmed that I talked to her earlier, that her mother is here. Annie, were you born in the Palmer House Hotel? Did your mother work here at the Palmer House Hotel? Did you ever know who your father was? So, I know this is going to bring some bad memories, but you don't know who your father is. Your mother worked here. Did your mother have you work here as well? I'm going to sit here and ask you what year you're born in, and when I get to that year, I want you to cross these just like you have been when I get to that year. Were you born between 1900 and 1910? Were you born between 1910 and 1920? Were you born between 1920 and 1925? Notice how I'm keeping my hands completely still. I am not manipulating these at all. They are moving on their own. Were you born between 1925 and 1930? Were you born between 1930 and 1935?
Yes.
That is a confirmed yes. Between 1930 and 1935, I did not move my hands, they crossed. Now I already know the answer to this, so this would be quite interesting if I get a positive 3 times, because I've already asked twice. Annie, I'm going to start listing the 30s now. And when I get to your year you were born in, these cross. These. Annie, are you ready? Okay. My hands are perfectly still. Were you born in 1930? Were you born in 1931? Were you born in 1932? I'm sorry, folks, I'm kind of smiling here because I'm not kidding when I say I've made connection with Annie. Were you born in 1933? Were you born in 1934? So guess what, folks? What does that mean? You tell me, what year was she born in? Were you born in the year 1935? Boom, right there. Now folks, I've already asked this question twice before this time. So this is 3 times now that I've asked this, and she has confirmed it. Thank you, Annie. I appreciate your kindness and collaboration. Now, what I'm going to ask is another question that she doesn't really like to talk about, but she said that she's willing to talk about because she wants to tell her story. Annie, were you heartbroken because you were seeing a married man who once was here when you worked, had a relationship with him, and he left and said he would be back, but never once to return. Annie, you told me during our conversation that you died of a natural cause, did you not? But when we were talking, you realized that that natural cause was not a real natural cause, was it? Right. So, we figured out what had happened. Now, I'm going to ask, you said your mother once worked here, you were born here, and your mother said that you were going to work with her. I'm going to ask how old you were when you worked here. And folks at home, in today's modern day, you know what I mean by working. So, I'm going to say a name, I'm going to say an age, and the second I hit your age, please cross these over. Now, again, if this goes over the third time, this is 3 times of confirmation. So Annie, are you ready to tell me the age that you were when you started working? Okay, thank you for your cooperation. Were you the age of 12? You started working here at the Palmer House Hotel. Were you the age of 13 when you started working here at the Palmer House Hotel? Now, jumping back into the years that she got older. I already know the answer to this one as well, but I'm going to ask a few questions for the viewers at home. Did you ever have children? Did you ever want to have children? Annie, you know that you are no longer here among the living, however, your heart, soul, and spirit still is. But, were you old when you died? Were you young when you passed away? Okay, Annie, now you told me this twice already again. For the viewers at home, this will be the 3rd time now for confirmation. Again, I'm going to say a number, cross it when I get to your number on how old you were. Annie, were you between the ages of 20 and 30? Cross over when I hit your number. Are you ready? Thank you for your cooperation. All right. 20. 21. 22. 23. 24. 25. 26. 3 times, folks. My hands did not once move. 3 times. Where? Now, folks, pay attention to this one. Annie, where do you spend most of your time these days? Now, folks, I don't know if you just saw that. My hands did not move. Leanne, if you would, show them. That is the window right here. This is a window. You have that? That is a window. Coming back to me. She spends most of her days staying right here in front of this window, which actually is very adjacent to the bed that we are about to sleep in. And why does she spend most of her days there? Because, Annie, do you stare out that window hoping that someday your true love will come back to you? But Annie, you finally realized that your heart was broken, and you realized that he wasn't coming back, didn't you? So, with that being said, I put two and two together, and I said, Annie, by any chance, watch my hands, folks, because I am not moving them. By any chance, did you happen to jump from that very window that you pointed at? Watch what happened. Did you jump from that window? Which window did you jump from? The rods pointed to this exact window. This is the window, folks, that has been online where you see a female figure from outside looking up, and you will see her silhouette. I'm going to ask my lovely assistant here, Leanne, just to come over here real quick to assist me and answer a quick question, because I want validation on this. Real quick validation on this. And not only that, but I'm going to prove it with these as well. Miss Leanne, come here. When I was standing right here where the camera is, I had a chill. But everywhere, if y'all notice, I'm wiping my face because I'm hot. I'm very, very hot. But right where the camera is, I was cold. I was very, very cold.
You're cold over here by the window area.
And it wasn't because of the window, because the window is cocked and nailed. There is no draft at all.
Right.
But I got very cold, and I felt a presence. And I said, I can already describe what she looks like. And I said, what?
She had
What color hair did I say she had?
sandy blonde hair that was long.
But rolled up.
Yeah, she pinned her hair up. She had blue
eyes.
She was very thin. And she was wearing a white dress, and she's probably about 5'4", 5'6".
About 5'4", I said. About 5'4". Now, if you don't believe that, I explained that before I even did this. Watch this, folks.
Yeah.
Watch this. Okay, Annie, I know you're still here with me. If you're still here with me, let us all know. See that, folks? She already knows. Annie, I have personally seen you, and I think that you are very, very beautiful. Tell the viewers at home that you have sandy blonde hair. Are you 6 foot tall? No, you're not 6 foot tall, are you? No. Are you 7 foot tall? Are you 5'4"? Did you wear your hair down when I saw you? When I saw you, did you wear your hair up? Are your eyes brown? No, they ain't brown. Are your eyes green? No, they ain't green. Are your eyes beautiful blue like the ocean? Are you overweight? You have a nice, slim figure. Now, Annie, when you came and you saw me and made me see you, you were wearing a dress. Was that dress blue? For the viewers at home, Leanne's behind the camera. Once again, tell the viewers what color that dress was.
White.
Were you wearing an orange dress? What about a pink dress, Annie? Were you wearing a pink dress? You came to me with a white dress, didn't you? Proof right there. I saw Annie. I swear to God, I saw Annie. She's very, very beautiful, folks. And it's sad that she took her life at the age of 26 over a man that was married, saying that he was going to be back. When I first came into this room 11, it was heavy. It was very, very heavy. Both myself and Leanne felt it, and it was cold. Very, very cold. I am sweating my socks off here now. I can't stop it. I turned down the heat, which needs to be turned down more. Leanne sat there and even turned the little space heater on. That's just the radiator down there for the heat. She had a space heater that she had to turn on just because it was so cold in here. Eventually it started feeling okay. Then it got really, really hot. But then in certain areas, one time it was over here by our bedside, one time it was over here by the window, I felt cold spots. Now folks, I hope I made a little bit of a believer out of you with these dowsing rods. But over here, you didn't notice from before, I changed my shirts. And when I changed my shirt, here's the funniest thing that ever happened to me. I took my shirt off, and I was talking to Annie, and I said, Annie, with all due respect, I hope you don't mind, but I gotta take my shirt off because I'm getting hot and I'm gonna change my shirt. And I took it off, and I kid you not, and I will take it to my grave. I felt two hands come up on my chest like this. Did it freak me out at first? Yeah, I did. But I try not to freak out because I don't want to freak her out. But she is very active here. She is very friendly, but she also respects the fact of who I am. She respects the fact of who Leanne is. She actually has been communicating with Leanne as well. We both embraced her. We've both been talking to her and hearing her side of the story. And she has welcomed us. And that heaviness that we first felt when we walked in here, we don't even feel it anymore. Do you like Cowboy Brock here? Do you like Miss Leanne over there? Are we... Hold on, I'm going to ask you a different question. The one that I asked earlier. Annie, do you like paranormal investigators coming in here? But you know that I'm a paranormal investigator, and you like me, right? Is that because I respect you and that I've talked to you like a human versus a ghost? They're permanent guests here. So I will try to get some more footage before I leave with the children's room. We were not really able to get much in there, but I will try, especially now with the dowsing rods. These are probably the most accurate equipments that I have right now. Everything else they didn't really do. She did set off my REM pod, which I think I said earlier, which my REM pod never ever went off ever since I've had it. She did set that off a few times. My ghost music box, she set off because she liked the music. She played Follow the Leader with Leanne actually a few times. Leanne would dance in front of the music box and then walk away, and then Annie would go and dance in front of the music box as well. So, with no further ado on that, I'm going to try to head up to the kids' room for a little bit here before the sun comes up because I do have to get some sleep. But I am going to try to head up to the kids' room, try to get some footage up there one more time and see if I get any action. I did set a ball up there specifically right on the edge of the doorway. Like there is nobody in this hotel at all. So hopefully nobody messed with that ball. And And if there is the ball moved, I'm going to be surprised. But we're going to go up there for about 5-10 minutes. And we're going to conclude this session. So hopefully I brought you guys some good evidence that the Palmer House Hotel here in Sauk Center, Minnesota is haunted. I guarantee you, you're going to want to stay here. Check out room 11. Say hello to my lovely friend Annie. She's a lovely person. Greet her with respect. She will greet you with respect. Oh, and check this out. One more thing. I gotta say this. So I have this here. This is an app. Like I said, you guys may not know what this is. This is a spirit talker, and some of you may say, oh, an app on a phone. That's BS. No, this is not BS, because both Leanne and I heard something scratching on our wall earlier. It has been said that there may be a quote-unquote ghost cat that roams this room. Well, we both heard the scratching and we couldn't figure out what it was. I myself said, that is a cat. I can see it. It's a big, black, fat cat with green eyes. She says, whatever. And I described it. I'm not going to go over it all over again. But is the cat here in the room with us? See? Is the cat skinny? Nope. Is the cat fat? Now, I looked at Leanne and I said, I tell you, this is a fat cat. Now, I got a pretty fat cat too. Her name is Pepper. She's a cute cat. I think she's fat, but she's not really all that fat. I would say she's probably about maybe 20 pounds, 15, 20 pounds. This cat is fat, like 40 pounds. She's like, no, it's not. No, it's not. Is this cat 20 pounds? Would you say this cat is about 30 pounds? Would you say this cat's about 40 pounds? I was spot on. That cat's about 40 pounds. It's a fat cat. Now, I sat there and I even said, this cat has green eyes. This cat have blue eyes. How about orange eyes? How about green eyes? So that's validation right there. I saw that cat. I knew exactly what that cat looked like, and actually, I even was touched by it in the bathroom. When I was going to the bathroom, I felt a little paw do this. So I came out, not gonna lie, I was a little freaked out. First thing I did was grab the dowsing rods. Was that a cat just touching me in the bathroom right now? And Annie, what did you say? Thank you, Annie. We're trying to figure out whose cat this is. And I said, Annie, is this cat your cat? And Annie, what did you say? Well, then we're like, well, whose cat could this be if it's not Annie's cat? Why is the cat even in here? Folks, I gotta say I'm probably here. But I'm gonna point the dowsing rods towards you. Watch the dowsing rods. If this cat is not yours, where does this cat belong to? Now that's 3 times. It pointed straight that way, right behind me. That's the front door to our hotel room. Adjacent to that is another room. I said, oh my gosh, I wonder if that's number 6's cat. Is that the neighbor's cat that's across the hall from us, which is number 6? She said, yes, it was. So then I sat there and I tried to figure out which name it was that was registered in number 6. And I said, are you friends with number 6? And this is what she said. She is friends with number 6. Now, if you don't know, do some research. We have a gentleman upstairs. His name is Raymond. Across from Raymond, we have Lucy. Lucy used to be a worker, and Raymond used to be her boss. And do your research, and you'll figure out that story. But it is not them that was over there. And I'm like, okay. So I asked, and I went through the alphabets just like I did with her age and the year that she was born in. and I got to the letter G. Well, then I got to thinking, what name starts with the letter G? Now, of course, we're thinking, well, I came up with the name Gertrude because I'm thinking way back in the day. So, is your neighbor across the hall Gertrude? No. So then Leanne said, try Gina. Well, you said Gina first. And I said, all right, fine. We'll try Gina. Is your neighbor's name Gina? No. So then she said, well, try Gwen. I said, well, we can try these names, but you got to think, these are kind of more modern names. We got to go back and think back. But I'll ask, is your neighbor's name Gwen? No. So now, this is where I brought out this guy, the spirit talker. And I'll tell you what, I'm not endorsing this app one bit. I am not getting paid to advertise this app. But I will suggest, if anybody likes to paranormal investigate, to maybe look into this app. I was skeptical about it myself, but that is the real deal. They do communicate through that, and we've had a lot of evidence on that. So Annie started talking to us through this, and then all of a sudden, out of the blue, the name Grace came up. And we're sitting there thinking, Grace, what the heck is Grace? Leanne looked at me and said, Grace, is that the neighbor next door? Because she said her neighbor's name started with a G, and we can't think of a name with a G. And I swear that name came up with Grace. Now watch this. Annie, is your neighbor next door her name Grace? Now folks, that was from the spirit talker talking with the name of Grace. Leanne, they may not be able to see you, but please, vocally, can you verify that for me?
Yes, everything that was said tonight is 100% real, and Annie has been 100% on all her
Spot
answers.
on.
She's
Spot on.
answered every answer twice.
Now the third time.
Yeah, like, yes.
So, I'm going to ask again. Big fat black cat. Does that cat belong to Grace? There you go. That's 3 times of validation. And I'm not going to sit there and keep asking Annie any more questions because she's done a wonderful job. I do highly recommend to come here to the Palmer House. You will have an awesome experience. Whether you hear some boom booms, we've been hearing some weird noises here and there. We were told that the room upstairs has been rented out. Now I'm a smoker. I go outside and I smoke. And Leanne, and every time we go out, there is nothing going on upstairs. Like there's been no lights on. We haven't heard anything. We haven't seen anything. But we do hear some footsteps and loud bangs once in a while. Don't know what's going on. Don't know. Anyway, I am going to go up to the kids' room for about 10 minutes. And hopefully I can find something up there. Hopefully that ball can move around. And other than that, we'll see you in the morning. And hopefully we have a good time. Hey everybody, we are here in the kids' room. I'm not going to spend too much time because it is very, very late. Probably going up about 5 a.m. And we do have to get some sleep. We didn't have too much activity earlier. And I brought up my equipment and we just weren't having it. The only experience that I had earlier, unfortunately, was the ball moving one time. And I sat over there and it has not moved since. So I brought my nifty dowsing rods here, hoping that maybe we can get some kind of confirmation with these. Okay, now earlier when we were here, we got a confirmation that there were 6 children in this room. So I'm going to see if that is a confirmation one more time. Now we only did this once, so I don't know if we're going to get the same answer. Children. I'm going to ask how many children there are here. You answered this earlier, and when you hear the number across my rods here, or yes, okay? Is there one child here? Keep in mind, the lucky number is 6. Children, is there 2 children here?
That means no.
That means no, let me go up. Children, is there 3 children here? Is there 4 children here? Is there 5 children here? Is there 6 children here? I'm gonna try it one more time. Like I said, we tried this only one time. Is there 6 children here? Oh. Is there 7 children here now? 7 now. Okay, confirmation. I'm going to go 1 through 7 one more time. Children, I'm just going to say numbers 1 through 7. Actually, I'm going to say numbers 1 through 10. Cross them up, cross these over. It's yes. Okay. 1. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 'Where's that number again? 7. There it is. Confirmation. One more time. Is there 6 kids in here? Is there 7 kids in this room? My hands did not move. So there is 7 kids in this room. Earlier there was 6. So somewhere we gained a kid. I don't know how, but we gained a kid. Okay, so as I mentioned before, Carlisle was a child who grew up, became a man. He lived a full life, but when he passed away, he came back in his kid state form, and he is the one led to believe that rolls the ball around and runs up and down the hall. So I'm going to ask if Carlisle is here. Carlisle, are you here in the Palmer House Hotel? Wow, that was a solid yes. Carlisle, are you the one that rolls the ball up and down the hallways? Oh shit. Carlisle, are you the one that runs up and down the hallways? Damn. There's also a report of a child sitting on the 3rd step of the 2nd floor, not the 3rd, but the 2nd. Carlisle, is that you? Carlisle, are you the one that pushes people down the stairs, or is that someone else? Let me repeat. Carlisle, do you push people down the stairs? Carlisle, does somebody else push people down the stairs? Who said that's a yes? Now, there is a gentleman up here on the 3rd level, and his name's Raymond, who lives down the hall in room 22, and I heard that, pardon the name, but I heard he's a dick. Carlisle, I know you know who Raymond is. Is Raymond the one who pushes people down the stairs? Who? Carlisle, do you like Raymond? Well, he likes Raymond. Does Raymond come and play with you? Okay, well, that's the way he likes him. Would you like Leanne and I? Well, Joy says, did you enjoy Leanne reading the book earlier to you? Did you enjoy Leanne reading the book earlier to you? No, he didn't. Oh. Did you enjoy Leanne trying to play with you and interact with you? Well, that's a yes. So you like that. For the record, Leanne was playing cards with him, or at least trying to. And she was rolling the ball around, so I'm going to confirm it one more time. Did you like Leanne trying to play games with you? One more time about the reading. Did you like Leanne reading a book to you? No. You don't like reading? No. No. Front desk said if you sit on the floor and you read a book, sometimes you feel a child could snuggle up to you. Leanne did not feel that at all. Ron said that you did not like her reading to him. So let me ask this. Carlisle, would you have liked me to have read you a book instead? Okay, maybe before I leave tomorrow morning, I can do that for you. I can spend about 2 minutes reading a book for you. Would you like me to read a book tomorrow morning for you? Okay, I'll read a book for you. But Carlisle, I gotta leave now because it is bedtime, so you need to go to bed too, okay? So, I wish you good night. Can you wish us a good night? That's good night, folks. So with that being said, Cowboy Brock, Leanne, Minnesota Ghost Wranglers, wish you a good night, sleep well, and be good to those ghosts. This is the day of our departure from the Palmer House Hotel in Sauk Center, Minnesota. And that is the room where Annie resides in forever. That is the room that I stayed in. And Annie was a wonderful host, giving us plenty of information, treating us with respect as we treated her with respect. Annie, we will be back for sure. Folks, this was an amazing adventure. You have to check out the Palmer House Hotel in Sauk Center, Minnesota.